This is Linnea Leiden with Sony Format QA. In TAC and the Power of Juju, you've got to retrieve the Moon Juju's missing moonstones. I'm going to show you a shortcut that'll make getting to one of them easier. At the top of Chicken Temple, you'll find one of the Moon Juju's missing moonstones. By the time you get there, you'll probably be pretty sick of wrangling chickens. Here's a little trick for getting through the last level before you reach the moonstone. Now the chickens will run from you anytime you approach them. You'll notice that one of the doors is open. Simply chase the chicken into the open room. Give him a whack with your rattle if it doesn't agree with you. Once that's done, they won't be able to pass the borders of the door once you get the golden egg that will get you to the highest level. Now you have free run of the level without any hassle from any angry chickens. Now in this room full of chickens is a puzzle that will unlock the door ahead, but you don't need to solve it in order to get behind that door. All you need to do is use your blow dart to jump to the roof of this hut. And from here, jump to the adjacent ledge. Now you're ready to jump down into this room. When you step onto the plate, the door across the level will open and a timer will appear. What you've got to do is get across the level before the timer runs out. Just hop to the top of this platform and climb onto the zip line. Now that you're across, you're in the room with the golden chicken. Once the chickens are out of your way, the trickiest part is going to be reaching the end of the level before the timer runs out. As long as you're in perfect health, though, you should have no problems. Good luck.
Hi, my name's Edward Toomey, aka Mr. Toomey. I was the QA lead tester on Jak 2, and I'm going to teach you a cool move on the Jetboarding challenge on how to get higher points. Well, first let's go activate the judge. You want to hit all the rails. Make sure you do tricks on the rails. Switch up the tricks on the rail to get a higher score. Once you complete the goal, go for the bronze trophy to get some precursor orbs.
Congratulations, you achieved the bronze record.
The key to this cool move is to make sure you link your tricks while you're grinding. Doing this, you'll get a higher score, making you the king jetboarder in Haven City.
Hi, my name is Saul, and today I'm going to show you a cool move for the game Jak 2. In this cool move, I'm going to show you how to complete the mission, Blow Up Strip Mine Eco Wells. Let me show you how it's done. Your main objective in this mission is to blow up the 6 eco wells. Equip the hoverboard right away by pressing the R2 button. Follow this path to an eco well, press the X button to jump, and once again to throw a bomb.
That's one well down. 5 to go.
Follow this path over here to another eco well, and you want to do the same thing. You want to jump off the ramp and then press the X button again to throw a bomb in it.
2 wells in history. 4 left.
Go over this way. Here's another one, and repeat the same process.
3 wells cut. Only 3 to go.
And head up here and take care of this one.
That's the 4th
Now we have
well.
2 more left, and these ones are a little bit difficult to find, so I'm going to show you where they're at. Notice the timer up there. We do have a limited amount of time. Go up this ramp up here, past the chainsaw, over the gap, over the drill, up this hill, And you want to jump to the platform in the middle of this chasm. Don't worry, if you don't make it, you can just jump up here, get on the board again, and take care of that one. Now what you want to do is jump off the cliff up here, and what we're going to do is head over to the conveyor belts, and you want to go up a little ramp up here, a little hidden.
30 seconds
Here it
left.
is.
Then we go boom!
Alright, here's the trick. When you get to the top, you want to jump to the rail, and you want to grind all the way over here. And you can see there's the last eco well, pretty well hidden. And press the X button twice, and you will have destroyed all the eco wells. There you have it. I just showed you the location of all 6 eco wells. Just do exactly what I did, and you'll have no problem completing this mission. Good luck.
Hi there, I'm Lucas from Sony Format QA, and I'm going to be showing you a few cool moves from Capcom vs SNK 2. We're going to be using end grooves to do double supers, which is basically linking 2 supers together in one big ol' combo to make massive damage. You might want to start off in training mode before you use these combos against your friends. Just get a little bit of practice in. You can use these link supers with a few characters. I like to start off with Hibiki here. When you have all 3 super bars ready, activate your end groove and use her level 3 custom combo. Use the 8-hit one. Which will then knock your opponent up into the air for your level 1 slide super. This does more damage than all of her other level 3 supers by combining the 2. Next, we want to use Kim, because he has one of these as well. Once again, it doesn't matter what groove, what character you're using.
Ready? Fight!
From here, use his level 3 anti-air super. Then use his rush combo super.
At the start of the round.
This does more damage than even his level 3 rush combo. Next, we want to use Terry. Terry's double super is one of my favorites. It looks nice, and it does massive damage. Start with a hard punch, then a level 3 Buster Wolf into a level 1 Power Geyser super. 9 hits and tons of damage. Last person I want to show you is Rock. Start off with his level 3 custom combo super. Don't finish it and use a level 1 Raging Storm, or you can use his level 1 dash super as well. This does more damage than if you actually completed the custom combo. So you see how these double supers work. You can actually add in a couple weak punches or weak kicks to add to your combo and add to your damage. Try busting these out on your friends and they'll be really impressed.
like to welcome you all to the West Virginia Penitentiary Ghost Hunt. Now, if you ask an inmate about ghosts, they will tell you that if a man dies in prison, his spirit is trapped here forever. We've had a total of 998 deaths here throughout our history. So if that's true, we've got a lot of spirits hanging around here.
A prison is a very horrific place where horrific executions have taken place and inmates are fighting with each other and the crimes that the inmates committed to get there. So it creates this really horrific experience.
The things that leave your imagination enough room to create the suspension of disbelief and to fill in the blanks are the ones that truly, fire the imagination and get you the most scared because they're very personal. You supply the scares.
We are here to launch The Suffering, but I think more importantly, to sort of feel the energy and what it's like in this prison, because it's a very similar prison to what The Suffering is set in, remarkably.
Now, historically speaking, we've had a very violent history here. At one time, we were on the top 10 list of the most violent prisons in the country. We've had a total of 998 deaths here, 510 escapes, and 94 executions.
You go into the maximum security cell block and you see the fencing everywhere and you see the cell that you practically hit your head on going into it. And you just feel this sense of, wow, this is what's happened to humans in this place.
There's a lot of paranormal activity here because there's so many emotions, from sadness to despair. I think that leaves an imprint for sure, and I think that's a lasting thing. There was a guy that died in that tub. He actually killed himself. It freaks me out. I don't like the tub.
I think that video games are perhaps the best way to explore horror because it's an interactive experience versus being a passive experience. After running through the game and literally walking through these halls, I realized how similar they were in feel and tone, look, even color.
We decided to set The Suffering in a fictional prison off the Maryland coast. It's been an island that's sort of had a legacy of evil over 500 years. And then we came here. It was sort of interesting to see its parallels to what we had developed on our own in terms of just that sense of history you get here, that 1,000 people have been killed on these 2 acres, most of them by homicide, over the last 150 years.
To start off with the protagonist, Torque, walking into the main cell block on death row. You don't know why he's there. You hear other prisoners talking about his crime, so you know you're accused of murder. But the whole point of the story is that as Torque, you don't know if you really committed this crime.
Don't you know who that is?
Why should I?
That's Torque, the man himself.
You're in prison, you killed your wife and kids, you're seeing these horrific images. As you become more insane and your rage meter goes up, you'll see split-second frames of the murder that you committed or you didn't commit. It's a game of discovery about Torque and the history of the island and how it all ties together. And that's actually affected by how the player plays the game.
So you'll actually hear voices telling you, kill him, and then you hear your wife's voice, no, let him go. So you have this good and bad sort of pulling at you as you go through the game.
I guess that grew out of our desire to sort of explore the morality of the player character. We wanted what the player did during the game to determine, whether Torque is guilty or not.
I mean, there's very few games where you can really choose good or evil and have it affect the outcome of the game.
Well, the main difference that we're doing is really making it more of an action horror experience as opposed to survival horror.
There are a lot of games out there that are horror-oriented, but they use a fixed camera angle to create a sensation of lack of control in the game so that things can jump out at you and scare you. And what's important about The Suffering is that they have you in a full control 3D camera, and you can actually even switch into a first-person mode as well. And that gives you a true action game feel so that you can be targeting and shooting and going anywhere that you want.
So what we really try to do is combine action and survival horror into sort of one game and then sort of evolve the horror genre.
One of the things people are really going to pick up on are how clever our creature design was. We did work with Stan Winston. He did Predator, Alien, Terminator, Edward Scissorhands, Interview with a Vampire. I mean, definitely the grandfather of Hollywood creature design.
It was great to have someone from the outside who's got experience in other media to look at what we were doing and really bring it to a new level for the whole project.
This prison feel and tone is really a representation of the feel of the game. Everything ties in together, and this game really turned out incredibly well.
It's very shocking in terms of how graphic and mature it is, with the incredible gory horror elements and elements that like a prison would bring. It's just a crazy combination. This definitely has, I guess, the worst of both worlds.
Blood? Capcom.